for the official 75th anniversary Pearl Harbor legal tender gold coin from the U.S. Money Reserve, the only company authorized to distribute these 100% solid gold coins. Remember Pearl Harbor with this limited official gold release. 1-800-490-3200 or online at usmoneyreserve.com. The Genesis Communications Network is sponsored by the U.S. Money Reserve, your exclusive source for gold and silver precious metals. Visit them online at usmoneyreserve.com.
Transmission begins.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the Josh Tolley Show on the GCN Radio Network.
Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all those fun social sites, and of course the website, joshtolley.com, JOSHTOLLEY.com. So the FDA is being sued over the approval of genetically engineered salmon. Nearly a dozen fishing and environmentalist groups have filed a suit against the Food and Drug Administration in an effort to block its recent approval of genetically modified salmon. The plaintiffs, represented by Center for Food Safety and argue that by greenlighting the first ever genetically modified slated for human consumption, the FDA violated the law and ignored potential risks of wild salmon populations. This is a major risk here, is the escape of these fish into the wild, said George Kimbrell, senior attorney for the plaintiffs. It could be the final blow in an already imperiled salmon stock. But is that what they're after? Oh, no. They're after bigger fish for cheaper costs. The 64-page lawsuit filed in U.S. District Courts for the Northern District of California challenges whether the FDA has the authority to regulate genetically modified animals as animal drugs under the 1938 Drug and Cosmetic Act. It also argues that the agency failed to protect the environment and consult wildlife agencies in its review of the process. So, what did they review? I mean, if the FDA approved wild salmon or genetically modified salmon, where did they get the information? What did they actually review? Did they get their information from the company that's trying to genetically modify the salmon? Could that be the case? Why are people so afraid to say, hey, you know what, maybe our government doesn't know what they're talking about. Maybe our government isn't the experts that we all think that they are. What if being a skeptic is really saying, yeah, I'm kind of skeptical that the government actually does look into these things. Now, the Vaxxed documentary, speaking of things that people just don't want to talk about, Vaxxed documentary, the official announcement from the producers, unveils mass media cover-up of the suppression of medical data by the CDC. Now, of course, this is something that gets people all divided too. Are vaccines bad? And some people, yes, they are. Other people, no, they're not. You're just a bunch of idiots. Well, then let people watch the film. If you haven't heard it, Vaxxed is this documentary that was supposed to be screened at the Tribeca Film Festival. Robert De Niro, the festival sponsor and owner, said, yeah, it's all right, go ahead, we'll play it. And I was like, yeah, and that's awesome. It's great to allow people to have their opinions heard. And then there's a little bit of, sure, we're not Robert De Niro. I would have been like, talking to me. So anyway, they pressured him and they well, now to be honest, investigates the claims of a senior scientist at the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. William Thompson, who revealed that the CDC had manipulated and destroyed data on an important study about autism and measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines. Now, to the pro-vaxxers. The pro-vaxxer argument is, well, there's never been any studies. I mean, everybody's known that these are safe, and if you don't get them, you're actually endangering the population and all that sort of stuff. And there's no credible science. Well, where does credible science come from? Well, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. Well, then what happens when Dr. William Thompson from that CDC that you trusted said, don't trust us, we manipulated and destroyed data? Would you change your mind? And most people who hold that belief, because it's a belief as opposed to an assessment, most people who hold the belief would say, no, I'm not going to change my mind. I mean, this guy's probably just looking for fame, or he's probably just whatever it happens to be. But anyway, the article on Natural News says the studio that had been making it been working on facts since 2015 and has acquired worldwide rights from Autism Media Channel. A documentary will premiere Friday, April 1st on the exclusive engagements at the Angelica Film Center in New York City before being widely released to other cities with future distribution plans to be unveiled. So what would it take to change your mind? Well, one of the producers said, we chose to distribute the film to correct a major issue, which is the suppression of medical data by governmental agencies that may very well be contributing to a significant health risk. The media storm last week also revealed another issue, the hyper-medialization by some members of the media and the documentary community who had not even seen the film, as well as Quebec executives who condemned it as anti-vaccine. The film is not anti-vaccine, and neither is Dr. Wakefield. Wakefield's concerns for the last 20 years have been about making sure that vaccines are safe for children. This is why we decided to release the film now, rather than for years. What's your take? I mean, can we have a discussion that's not pro or anti-vaccine? Can we just have a discussion about our vaccine safe? Shouldn't that be the focus? But there are so many, I guess, crackpot scientists on both sides. And what really is disheartening is we have people who claim to be skeptics, who claim to be analytical, who claim to be data-driven, science-driven. Yet they have a tendency to only believe the scientists that are on their side of an issue. Well, that's not being a skeptic. That's not being scientific. That's just being faithful to your belief system. Which, of course, you say that alone can make people mad. Oh, it's not a belief system, it's so much. And then we have the lead problem popping up in schools. That story during that big break should be disheartening. Everybody knows about the victims in Flint. But when you have other cities and other school systems that are testing positive for lead poisoning, again, why did this just come into existence? Because for years and years and years, we just believed. Well, my city government's great, and the government knows what they're doing, and we live in America. Come on, this stuff might happen other places, but not in America. And I understand you can't protect yourself 100% of the time from 100% of the risks. I totally get it. And yes, if this happens to you, you're totally a victim. Totally get it. But do we run the risk of being asleep at the wheel? I mean, we just trust. We trust so much. We trust all cops are good. We trust all government has great intentions. We trust.
it started.
Today.
Nothing yet.
Attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas, is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is non-legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937. By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for too long. That's why I recommend Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call a Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call a Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, a Place for Mom.
Call a Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. Have you ever wondered why farmers can keep their livestock lean and healthy just by feeding them minerals and a nutrient-dense diet? Before market, they cut off their minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains to fatten them up. So if weight control is this easy, why does the medical system prescribe invasive surgical gastric bypass for humans? The truth be told, according to research, you can avoid over 900 different diseases just by getting 90 essential nutrients daily. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. and earn your Healthy Start Pack and get your 90 for life. Or dial 855-301-TEAM. It's essential, not optional, and every day. Easy. 90 for life on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. Or call 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. At sonsoflibertyteam.com.
Suffering from illness or disease? Frequently in pain? Overstressed? Always tired? The solution is to oxygenate your cells because disease cannot survive in an oxygen-rich environment. Introducing Vital Ion, the first mineralized edible oxygen in the world. Go to toolsforfreedom.com and get the Miracle of Oxygenation DVD free with any Vital Ion purchase. Call 800-770-8802. 770-8802. Let Vital Ion edible oxygen be your daily fountain of youth.
Next topic, I'm just as interested as you to see where this goes. When we hear wars and rumors of wars, you've heard my take on that, what I believe that means. What does that mean to other people? What's the approach that we should be looking at what's going on in the world with? Should we be looking at it from a geopolitical standpoint? Should we be looking at it from a faith standpoint? Is it a combination of both? And joining us to talk about this, we have a gentleman behind the website, thegreatinvitation.net. His name is Mark Corneli. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, Josh,
Thank you. Doing great. I do appreciate the time you're giving me here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where do you want to kick this thing off on? I mean, obviously you have a warning for people. You say that we need to wake up. What should we be waking up to, sir?
Well, like as you alluded to at your last break there, it appears as if, and has been for a long time, with the mainstream propaganda that America is saturated with, that people aren't really living in reality. The news that they watch, the shows they watch, everything is geared towards making the people think a certain way. And I don't understand even why many Christian preachers are not investigating the possibility that this war on terror could actually be inscribed in the pages of every Christian's Bible.
So, okay, so as soon as you say, prophecy, people are going to say, oh, what? Tell me more. Other people are going to say, what? Come on.
To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the greatest nation on earth is omitted from Bible prophecy. That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. But when we actually look at Daniel chapter 11, verse 40 through 43, when we look at some of the first statements the Messiah spoke to his disciples when they asked him about the signs of the end, as well as Revelation chapter 6, verse 2, and the first seal, we see events there in those verses that are very reminiscent to 9/11, and we can go through some of those.
Yeah, let's do that. So you're saying that 9/11 was actually in Daniel?
Yes, in Daniel chapter 11, verse 40. Again, first of all, let me just say we have a book on this topic called The Rider of the White Horse, the U.S. President in Prophecy. 9/11 occurred on George Bush's watch, so he would be the one sitting in that office at the time. Barack Obama is currently in that office, in that seat. So the King of the North is in office, being the President of the United States. Let's look at